Hello and welcome to Bourbon Forage Fishing. Boy, have we got a really special happy holidays flight for you guys. 5 bottles of Stagg Junior store picks. Each one of these a unique barrel from different years. It looks like it's all probably 2021 up because there are no juniors on the bottles. So these are all in the last couple years, but what a neat flight. Let's do a close-up and look at all the proofs and then get into it. So starting off the flight, we have the Tom Thumb store pick, which is kind of a gas station near the Seattle area at 65 ABV. Then we have a Fry's at 66.7. That's down in, I think, Texas or Arizona is that Fry's pick. This is Tulalip Market, also another Washington pick, north of Seattle at 66.8. This is Hagen's. This is a local Washington State grocery chain, 68% ABV. And ending the flight at a whopping 69.7 is Sultan Liquor Store, obviously of Sultan, Washington. So there they are, the mega flight of all flights. This is going to be really exciting. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm going to go through and just sniff them all. See what we got here. Wow, it's amazing the difference between these two. This one is way more maple syrup and cream, like a maple bar, than the last one. Wow, just that jump alone was noticeably different. Oh, that one smells surprisingly good. Which one is that? Tulalip. Oh, interesting. This actually smells good. That surprises me. This is 68%, or a little bit more, maybe that cherry, sweet cherry. But there's a little bit of that kind of caramel cream in there too. Let me go back to the first one really quick. Yeah, this one just smells fainter, almost like it, well, it is the lowest proof, so it doesn't quite have the same amount of flavors, I would say. Okay, this is the Hagen's pick. I know I like this one. Let's see what this one's all about. Wow, yeah, that one's very rich candy. Werther's. There's that candy, like creamed richness underneath. Then plenty of that classic cherry, dark cherry notes, sour cherry notes that you get from Stagg. And finally the Tulalip. This is usually a larger flight than I would ever think to do. 4 is usually at my max, but I just want to look cool. This is just all about bragging and looking cool, basically. Oh, interesting. This one has a candy sweet note the others don't have. Not as heavy on the cream, more on the sweet, more like cherry pie cherries, if you will. So I'm just going to kind of go through and rank them as I go through. I have tasted some of these, so I know some of them are very good. This is just like cherry cough syrup. It smells fucking amazing. Yeah, it tasted just like cherry cough syrup. That was so good. Like the best possible kind of cherry cough syrup you can find. Kind of cherry cola, cherry cough syrup. God, that's good. My palate's very, very clear today. I've only had an apple and some water, so I wanted to come into this very, very fresh. Yeah, there's a cream, like a creamed corn note to this. The creamed candy note that I wasn't picking up on the other one. Let's see. Wow. Oh, the finish. Wow. The finish is insane. This is butter and creamed corn for days. It's not as sweet, I would say, as this one, but it's more developed. This tastes like an older barrel or a more developed barrel. It's just cream for days. Holy crap, that's good. That's going to be way up. The Fry's is definitely going to be way up in the running. These are all, the problem with Stagg Junior is they're all good. There are no bad Stagg Juniors, and there are no bad Stagg Junior store picks. So it's like, we're getting, it's like comparing delicious steaks. We're getting very picky right now. Oh, interesting. Different note on this. Almost more of a tobacco-y sweet. A little bit of funk, too, actually. I think so far this is my least favorite. I just got a blast of like white sugar. This tastes like undeveloped barrel. If you get what I mean there. It's just sweetness that hasn't developed in anything. There's a little hints of cherry and thing, but it's just like literally sweet white sugar blasting at you. And the finish is, and it smells different. It smells, this one's completely different than the other two. That was shocking, actually, how much different that was. That really surprising. But it is 2A-lip, and I know that guy's palate, and it's not good. So this is probably gonna, I can already tell this is gonna finish in last place, like easily. So this is gonna be a huge step, this huge difference here. Now we're going into the Haggis because I know this is a good one. This has a tremendous amount of barrel development. So I've actually put this up to a 2020 George T. Stagg, and it held its own. Yep. You can taste you can see that it's higher proof, and yeah, it's caramel, it's candy creamed. Creamier and smoother, more development of cream, candy creamed type notes. It's interesting. This is very hard doing this many bottles. Normally that would be the last. So let's go into the highest proof one. Now, a lot of times higher proof ones can do good in flights just because they're higher proof, and if you got guys that drink a lot. That's cherry pie. Yeah, no, that's a cherry pie bomb. Wow. That's such a cherry bomb. That's insane. Yeah, that's cherry pies all day, guys. It's cherry pies and super sweet. This is probably the sweetest one. Wow, this is a blast of cherry pie. That's crazy. Wow. I think I'll go back through, or actually maybe I'll start in the middle. I don't know. Or maybe, yeah, I'll go like that. I'll stagger them. I'll go like this back through, kind of see. Right now, I feel like these two are very close, and this one's up front. And this one's definitely last, and this one's probably second to last. This one's actually better than I thought it was going to be. But so that's kind of where I've got them right now. I'll stagger these. I'll probably just fast forward through it, stagger these, and kind of see if I have any adjustments. And then we'll kind of battle it out for positions. Okay, we've sort of battled them out. Some of the easy things. 2A-lip market, very weak, very undeveloped, just white sugar, not a lot going on. Of course, it's a Stagg. It's phenomenal. But compared to the others, weak. Easily the last place. Easily. I wish I could give this like 7th place. That's how far below the other ones it is. Coming in 3rd and 4th is a little trickier. I had to almost give these a tie. They taste like same batch. There's not a lot of indistinguishable characteristics. If you think of cherry pie, this has more pie of the dough aspect, and this has more of the sweet cherry, and obviously it's a little higher proof. So this one's a little bit sweeter, but this one gives you some of that pie creaminess, which is really, really good. And I would just call those a tie. A tie for 3rd would be these two. You know, if you get either one of these are great store picks. But yeah, the only on the nose, I only had to take one sip of this to put this in first. This is easily this could easily be a George T. Stagg, folks. Easily. This barrel right here easily could be a George T. Stagg. This Hagen's pick, I've remembered it being very, very good. And I'm curious if it's even going to hold up to this one. It is higher proof, and it does have a little bit more complexity, but this is just buttered, rich cream goodness. This fries pick is unbelievable. So I'm going to battle these off for first place. I'll start with the fries, and it just smells so much different than everything else. Yeah, it's just like a absolute butter bomb. It smells like a pastry. It's unbelievable. It's just a butter pastry. Unreal. Maybe a little pepper in it. It's obviously cherries. But this is extremely buttered pastry forward. It's giving me goosebumps, actually, just smelling it and talking about it. It's insanely good. This is more like a classic George T. Stagg. This doesn't taste like any Stagg I've ever had. This is very unique. This is so heavy on the butter and cream. This is more like a classic Stagg. Think 2020 Stagg. More pepper. So there's more sweetness here, and there's a mix of sweetness and that creamed buttered goodness. This is all butter. This is like 90% butter. This is like 50, 60% butter. God, this is so hard to beat. This is very mellower. This has a little bit more spice. A little bit more of a funky skunky here than they get this fries. This is more butter with grape soda or cherries on top. Take like a really butter dense pastry, throw cherries on top of it with some sugar, and then throw butter on top of the cherries and sugar. That kind of gets you where you're going here. This one is, so this is grape cola with butter and cream in it and some spice. God, both of these are so good. Okay, we'll go with the fries. This one's gonna be very hard to beat. Let's see. Wow. Heat kicks in at the end. Ooh. Not super sweet. This kind of might be a preference thing. If you like the butter cream, which I love. I love desserts that are not very sweet, but creamy and rich. If you like richness, you're gonna love this one. Damn, that was good. Oh shit. Yeah, it's not as hot on the end. Interesting. There's the heat a little bit. I don't know if this one might taste like it might not even be hotter than this one, even though it's higher proof. Oh, there's the heat. Okay. The finish is very long. That one's really good. In the beginning to the mid, I think this one wins because this doesn't have the sweetness profile. This is literally grape drink or grape soda with some butter and spice in it, whirling on your mouth. It's so good. It kind of feels like it finished a little weak maybe, but I'm gonna kind of go little sips back and forth here and see. This would be a really, really hard choice. Very not sweet, but extremely, extremely soft and rounded and smooth. For 66.8, 66.7%, this is an insanely easy drink. That's crazy. This one's got a little bit more, I think maybe a little bit more ethanol, but so I don't know if this is a little too politically correct, but I would say these two are a tie. Gosh, this is more like a classic George T. Stagg. It's grape cola with butter and cream and like spices. And this doesn't give you as much as the cherry cola grape drink experience, but it's just so rich and like pastry based. It's insane. Gosh darn, those are very, very close. I almost would say I like that there's sweetness and cream with this, whereas there's not a lot of sweetness here. I think what I'm gonna do is a future video where I will just specifically head-to-head these, because honestly, I don't think I could pick. These two, obviously, it's a coin toss. These two are coin toss. This is way down the line. This is like 7th place. But wow, that was really interesting. And delicious. Okay, I think I'll do this head-to-head best store pick thing in a different video because my palate's fried and I'm drunk. So thank you guys for tuning in. It's Bourbon Forage Fishing. It's Bourbon Forage Fishing, the best darn fishing / bourbon / foraging channel on YouTube. Heck, maybe the only one. Take care, and thanks for tuning in.